Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining us for our webinar on preparing for orientation. My name is Mindy Miley. I'm the Associate Vice President for Enrollment and Engagement in the Office of New Student Programs at the College of Charleston. And with me is my colleague, Stephanie Auwaerter, the Director of Orientation. We appreciate you joining us today, and I'm excited to help you and your student prepare for a successful start at the College of Charleston. Today's agenda, we're going to cover some things about our orientation program, also some of the resources that are available to you as a parent or family member and your student. Talk a little bit about some things to do before coming to orientation, some details about accessing information, some of our student support services, and how parents and families can be engaged with the College of Charleston. First of all, I do want to say congratulations to all of our new students. We're excited to have you here, and also to all the families. I know it was a lot of hard work, and we're glad that you're going to be joining the family here at the College of Charleston. So once you're admitted to the College of Charleston, you pay your enrollment confirmation fee, or it could be referred to as your deposit. So what happens next? After that, an email will be sent from our Office of Admissions, and it will have information about your permanent credentials, your College of Charleston email, and how you should log into My Portal, which is the name of our portal that's used for pretty much everything at the College of Charleston. Updating addresses, course registration, looking for courses, and a variety of tasks, which we'll talk more about in a few minutes. Once you log into My Portal, you'll be prompted to set up multi-factor authentication. This is for security purposes. You will need your computer and your phone because you'll have to scan a QR code after logging in. When you're creating this, do be sure to use the student's phone number and not the parent's. Once you have everything set up in My Portal, you can do things like register for orientation. You'll see various tiles on the page. So just look for the orientation, registration, and confirmation tile on the My Portal page. And if you do have problems, maybe accessing your email, logging into My Portal, or any kind of technology issues, our IT help desk at the College of Charleston is available to you by chat, email, or by phone. So do contact them. Also, I wanted to mention about your CFC email. Students will need to check CFC email frequently. And this is the primary way that our faculty, staff, departments are going to communicate with students. So it's important that you check it out before orientation, but most especially daily once you get to campus. I do want to move into what's going to happen during orientation. So I can't think of a better person to cover that topic than Stephanie Auwaerter. So let's talk a little bit about what's going to happen. What are some things you should do before coming to orientation? Steph?
Thank you so much, Mindy. Welcome, everyone. So when you're coming to even before you get to orientation, there's some things we want you to take care of and some business to get done. So we have a new student checklist on our website. So if you just go to the College of Charleston website or just go on Google and type in CFC orientation, our website will come up and you'll see on the left-hand side a new student checklist. And these are some of the highlights. There's a few other things on that list, but these are the highlighted things that you need to make sure you get done. We mentioned putting your College of Charleston email on your phone and checking that daily. We do use Outlook as our email system, so that's what you want to get, the Outlook app, and sign in with your College of Charleston email and password. Record or make a note in your notes app, whatever you do to remember things, but students should have their college-wide ID number. We call it your CWID here. So you're going to get asked that a number of times, and it's a number you'll get used to repeating, but at first you might need to put that in your notes app. If you are planning on living on campus, You would be completing the housing application before you come to orientation. If you have any housing questions about room selection, room assignment, move in, all those things, you can go to the campus housing website as well as your email. Campus housing does a lot with keeping students up to date on the deadlines and dates and things like that. So just make sure you're checking those out. If you have any final transcripts, that's from high school or college, or if you took any AP IB work, those scores need to be sent in. If you are a freshman and you applied and you included your SAT or ACT scores and you did your unofficial, you'll need to make sure you send your official in. So when we're talking transcripts, this isn't what you might have printed out from web or downloaded in a PDF. This is sent from the registrar's office or the high school or from College Board for like AB and IB, AP and IB scores. So just watch that and make sure those are getting sent in, the official ones. And those are sent to the Office of Admissions. If you need instructions about an address to send it to or something, if you're doing it actually on paper versus online, all that information is on the admissions office website. Now, you'll need to complete the online submission of your immunization records and health records. And that is all that information is on the student health website. Again, type in College of Charleston, student health. On that website, it says immunizations, and you'll sign into the MedCap portal to upload all that information. This one's a real important one, as well as the lawful presence, because both of those can prevent you from being able to register for classes at orientation. So we want to make sure that you get those done ahead of time. The lawful presence, again, you can just type in CFC lawful presence. And if you've gotten your FAFSA in, and you've got CFC on your FAFSA, not just turned in, but CFC on your FAFSA, you should be cleared. If not, if another information is needed or you're not have not filed a FAFSA, you would need to submit sometimes driver's license, birth certificate. Different states require different things, and that's all on their website. That takes just 5-10 minutes of your time to get that done, and important to get that done before you come to orientation. You want to submit a photo for your Cougar card. So you might be like, oh, I'm not living in the residence halls. I don't need a Cougar card. I don't need an ID. You will need it for the library to be able to get into our Addlestone library. A lot of students use that space to study. You also will need it if you're going to get a dining plan. That's what you use for that. If you're going to ride CARTA and our CARTA bus system in the Charleston area for free, you'll need that. And when also have it for that student discount for our students. So students, you want to make sure that you grab that. And you heard me mention before, I mentioned FAFSA when it came to the lawful presence. That's if you're going to do anything with financial aid. Not only, like I said, not only do you complete the FAFSA, but make sure College of Charleston is listed on it. We find that some students don't do that, and that tends to cause some issues later on. So not only completing the FAFSA, but making sure that CFC is listed. So that's some things to do before. And when you get here, what's going to happen? So orientation is required for all new students to the College of Charleston, freshmen and transfer. We want to make sure that our students know about all the resources here, and are confident about what's going on campus and your place on campus. The picture you see there is some of our lovely orientation intern team, and they are here to help you. We have a great group of students that are here to help student to student, peer to peer, learn about what it is to be a College of Charleston student. And there's chances for you to, meet with an academic advisor, get registered, hear about majors, learn about everything from where the classroom buildings are to how the dining hall works to our Center for Student Learning, our public safety, studying abroad. A lot goes on. It's jam-packed days when you're here for orientation. So just, be prepared for that. We send you home with some information so you can refer, and we're always here actually after orientation as a resource. And we run a family program the same time as the students. So if you are a freshman student, you'll be here for 2 days of orientation. If you're a transfer student, you'll be here for 1 day. And we run family programs at the same time. And we're really excited for our families to come and be part of the support system for the student, to learn about the resources, to meet the people your student will be working with, to learn more about the offices, to meet other new parents. And so we welcome you along with the students. It is required for the students to come. It is not required for the family members, but we highly encourage it. So I think Mindy is going to talk a little more now about some other just general campus resources that you want to know about.
Thanks, Steph. Some good information about orientation. It's an exciting time for us in the New Student Programs Office to welcome our new students and families to campus. Some important websites that you may want to think about. First of all of this information can be found on the College of Charleston's main website. And if you're on our main page, if you just do a search for College of Charleston, it'll bring up the main page, and there's a magnifying glass icon at the top right, and you can search the website, usually by putting in the topic that you're trying to find. One of the important topics is the academic calendar. You'll see that the slide has it has live links. So if you click on that, you should be able to go to the academic calendar for each semester as well as the summer. Academic calendar is important. It has information such as our fall and spring breaks, holiday breaks, when the residence halls open and close for the semester. Things like the course drop ad deadline, which is usually in the first week of the semester, when you can withdraw from a course, the deadline for that, as well as midterm grades, the day those will post, and final grades, and of course graduation. So if you're looking for information about classes and things like that, the academic calendar is your best source to go to. The academic calendar is published on the Office of the Registrar's website. And that website has a lot of other information too, such as when you can register for courses for the next semester, as well as the exam schedule. The exam schedule is based on the student's course schedule, so it will vary from semester to semester. But when you're planning travel and things like that, the academic calendar and the final exam schedule are good things to review before you start making plans. Other important things are billing due dates, which can always be found on the Treasurer's Office website. So this information is important, and I think Stephanie's going to talk a little bit about some of the information on the Treasurer's website.
So yeah, so there's a few things that for family members that they're able to have access to of their student records. So, this is a little bit of a change from the K-12 schools where you might have, or even back to preschool, the little notes you used to get home from the teacher in preschool, to using maybe a system like PowerSchool, where you could see every one of your students' grades and things like that. So now your student is going to give you access to some of these things. And again, you heard me say some, so I'm going to go over that a little bit. So the first one I'm going to talk about is an authorized user. This is so that you can see your student's bill, or the student can give anyone access to the student bill. Now, you may not be paying it, understand that, everyone's got different setups, but just so that you know, hey, the student has a bill coming up, and reminding them, oh, you need to get that paid, or is your financial aid in order, so that will pay for it. The student bill is due before the start of the semester. There are payment plans, and there are some payment plans that even start before the start of the semester. Those can, but they only occur during that semester. So if you'd say you're taking one for the fall semester, you may start paying in August, and it would be done being paid by usually late November, early December. So just understand the bill must be paid. We do have a pretty strong policy here of drop for non-payment. So they will have the day that the bill is due, and if the bill isn't paid by that time, then the student may lose their schedule and have to rebuild their schedule, which isn't any fun for any student. So student can set up an authorized user. It is on the e-bill title in My Portal. And so again, we talk about My Portal, and these little squares are tiles. So on that tile, the student goes in, puts in your email address or whatever email's address they want to give access to get notifications about the bill and being able to pay the bill. They put the email address in, and then those people should get an email that says you set up your own login and password into the e-bill system. So that's the billing part. The second part is information to things like midterm and final grades, financial aid information, that sort of thing. And that is called proxy access management. And that is something that students can set up by going into their My Portal and going into the student information section, and there's proxy access. And then students go in, kind of like the e-bill, they put in the email addresses they want to have access, they want to be able to give access to. Those folks get an email address and they set up their own login to proxy access management. Now, you heard me say midterm and final grades. So this, again, a little difference from K-12, where you might have been able to see your student took a quiz a day ago and you can see that grade or whatever. We're just looking at midterm and finals, and students can decide what they want to give you access to in their My Portal. So it may be, I want to give you access to my grades and my financial aid, but not to update my address or something like that. There's different sections they can give you access to. So there's two different things, and you would need two different logins, one for the e-bill, authorized user, and one for proxy access management. So this is available to any family members. Sometimes for our transfer students, a spouse or a friend might just help them get notifications to remember there's a bill to be paid, and things like that. So that is information, again, through My Portal. Authorized user is through the e-bill, and proxy access management is through the student information section. And you notice it says you have to be registered for classes. So people get all excited and want to jump on and do all this. E-bill you can do anytime, but the student has to be registered for classes before proxy access can be set up. So we also have a lot of support services. Look at this big list. It's just great. So many things here on campus. When you come to orientation, you will hear from a lot of these, your student will hear from a number of these offices. You may hear from some. You can always chat with your student about what did you hear about public safety, about student life. Our Center for Student Learning, that picture you see right there is our Addlestone Library, and that is where our Center for Student Learning is. And that is an academic support center. So they've got academic coaching, they've got tutoring, they've got a writing lab, a math lab, a lot of help for students, and all included with the tuition. So something your student should utilize. And maybe they need it their first year, maybe they need it their third year. That's okay. That's available to them for all the time that they're here. We have an academic advising and planning center. Your student may start with them, or depending on their major, they may move right into a major advisor. So who their advisor is kind of differs whether here at the college. Students have to declare a major and would have a major advisor by the time they hit 45 credit hours. Career Center, not just for our seniors. Students need help with planning resumes or trying to figure out a major. They're great for that. Our counseling center has not only timely daily appointments if someone's needing some help. They've got, students can make weekly appointments. They can help with referrals off campus. They have 24/7 support also. So if it's a weekend and your student's under some anxiety and some stress, they're able to reach out and get some help at that time too. That might be an off-campus help with referrals back to on-campus help during the week. Campus recreation, everything from workout facilities to pickleball teams to volleyball nights to just a lot of fun they have down there. And so a lot to get involved with, intramural teams, club sports. So that is really great. Financial assistance through our financial aid office. Public safety. We have Cougar Alerts here. That is our student alert system. We usually test it, usually 2 times each semester. And families can sign up for Cougar Alerts by texting the word Cougar Alert to 333-111. So these aren't sent out just because, there's pizza available, on Cougar Mall or something like that. These are when things could happen with, we have some, hurricanes and storms here. We could have something to do with some flooding, traffic issues maybe downtown because there's an upcoming event. In the spring, we have a Cooper River Bridge run, which kind of takes over downtown Charleston. So those messages are sort of sent out just to help students know what's going on in campus and how they can be safe. Student life. So over almost 200 clubs and organizations on this campus, and everything from the Taylor Swift Club for fun to the pre-dental club because that's the major you're into, or hospitality and tourism, or Baptist College Ministries. Lots of clubs for students to be involved in, and where they can see all of them is on Cougar Connect. So again, they can type in CFC Cougar Connect. That will bring up the website, and not only with all the groups listing, but all the events happening. And that's sort of our online event calendar is kept also. Student wellness and well-being, to help our students with some of their mental health needs and just general well-being. They have Students for Support, which is our peer advising group. So we have counseling, which is our trained medical professionals, and then we have Students for Support. And we find a lot of times peer-to-peer can be very helpful and help them kind of talk through and realize they're not the only ones feeling that anxiety or stress or that worry. And so that's a really great service there. And if you are a veteran or currently in the military, we have a Veteran Support Center down on our lower level in the Student Lightsey Center, which is our student center. It's where our bookstore is at 160 Calhoun Street. And so, again, all of these have websites that you can research and look up, and there are a lot of great resources for students and families. We want you to know about these so that you can help your student when they're like, where's that place I go to for this or that? You have some of the office names to be able to send them to.
Thanks, Steph. And those are just a few of the resources available to help students be successful here at the College of Charleston. During orientation, you'll hear from many staff members from these areas as well as others. But student success is important. Of course, it's a priority for us. And we know also that parents and family members and partners play a very important role in our student success. And we want you to stay connected with what's happening here at the College of Charleston. I do want to point out that if you need information, maybe you're just not sure who to contact, or maybe you have questions about this webinar or more questions about orientation, you can always reach Stephanie and myself in the Office of New Student Programs by emailing parents@charleston.edu. I also want to mention the CFC Parent and Family Experience. This is the name of our parent platform where parents can get information in the form of e-newsletters that you can receive weekly or bi-weekly, as well as access that information directly. Some of you may already be subscribed to the CFC Parent and Family Experience, but we do have the sign-up link there. And usually if your student gives us information about your email, we'll try to get you signed up before coming to orientation. This resource for parents and family members is something that you can use before you start attending your student starts attending the college throughout the 4 years, the 5 years that your student is here at College of Charleston. Lots of good information there. There'll be some general articles about things that families may be experiencing when their new student goes off to college or during college, as well as important dates, opportunities for students. We don't have a Facebook group, an official College of Charleston Facebook group for families. This is the primary way that we share information with families. So be sure to check that out. We'll also have information at orientation. We'll have QR codes posted. So if you're not subscribed, you can get subscribed then, and we're, of course, happy to help you with that if needed. If you have questions about the parent platform, do email us at parents@charleston.edu or call the Office of New Student Programs. We'll be happy to help. We also have a presence on social media. Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. So we share a lot of information that way, as well as things that happen during orientation, which are a lot of fun. So be sure to check us out on social media. We do record all of our webinars for families, and we post those on the CNC New Student Programs YouTube webpage. You'll be able to find recordings throughout the year. So be sure to check that out as well. I think that's going to wrap it up. Stephanie, you have anything else to add?
No, we're just really excited that your student is joining the CFC family and that you'll be part of it too. Know that we're always a resource here for you. not only in the first year, but all the years your students here, you're trying to figure out and navigate. Don't frustrate yourself. Don't get yourself frustrated. Shoot us an email, give us a call. We are happy to help you figure it out so that you and your student can have a successful and positive experience here at the College of Charleston.
Thanks, Steph. And thank you, families and new students, if you're joining us as well. Thank you for choosing the College of Charleston, and we look forward to meeting you at orientation.